Hi, I'm John Slupski, and you are?
Jackson Vaughn.
And this is Different Look of the World, and we have a very exciting show today planned for you. We have a special guest author. Aren't you thrilled to see him as much as I am?
Absolutely.
He wrote the book, Pardon Me, Do You Have Change for $20 Billion? He is a successful young CEO entrepreneur who's made most of his money in the AstroTurf business, and he's very successful. He works for a lot of pro stadiums and pro NFL teams to sell, and he also sells a lot of stocks on Wall Street. And have you read his book?
No.
AstroTurf business, and he's very successful. He works for a lot of pro stadiums and pro NFL teams to sell, and he also sells a lot of stocks on Wall Street. And have you read his book?
No, I have not yet. I haven't.
Well, yeah, I read the whole book. I have so many questions to ask this guy. I'm really thrilled to have him out here, and I'm one of the favorite things I like about him. He had a rags to riches story. So basically, he didn't grow up with a lot of money, and he grew up in. I'm trying to think of it. He grew up in like Idaho. So I mean, a very not a lot of CEOs, prominent people come from Idaho, and it's pretty exciting to see a guy come from a small town, small high school, and now he's this rich CEO. He's selling lots of stuff on Wall Street, all over the NFL, all over pro soccer. In Europe, he's selling AstroTurf, so, and I like lots of Astro, yeah, I mean, that's the hot trend right now. And, quick thing is like, so actually he's here right now. Why don't you come on in, Jeff? From Idaho.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to be here today.
So tell us about your book, Jeff.
Well, as you can see, how to make $20 billion is a lot of money, right? Basically, like you said, I do come from part of Idaho. Didn't make a lot of money as a little kid, but I kind of got big. I do sell Astros. Basically, it starts off as like a childhood, and I tell my story. Growing up in high school, I was always bullied a lot. Right. It's a real hard story. Going to college, I was always left out. And then I joined Wall Street and started selling a lot of products, and I got out there.
Right. So, I mean, you're in the AstroTurf business. What's your favorite team to, sponsor with your AstroTurf? Build floats for you, like a soccer fan or NFL fan?
I try to sell it to everybody, put it out there, because it's so much better than putting a real turf, like real field out there. And it's more expensive, but it helps out with all types of weathers. Right.
So, like, I mean, where there's so much concern over the environment and concerns and stuff like China, where are your factories located?
They're mostly located now in Idaho. I have 2 out there and a lot more in Texas.
Wow, that's great. I mean, it's great to see us helping out the local environment. I mean, so many big companies are going overseas to build their factories and pay their workers very low amount of money. So do you pay your employees a minimum wage, or do you like scan them or throw the money under the table and say get out and stuff like that? Or
well, I pay them minimum wage. A lot of people do work this ways up.
Right.
I do tend to help out with schools in somewhat ways.
You know what you should do? You should go on Undercover Boss and go behind the scenes and see if that happens. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've heard so many odd things about these big companies, and like, do you donate to charities, or do you just buy all the candy in the candy store?
I'm not really associated many with donations as of right now.
Right.
But I'm hoping one day probably to get there.
No, I mean, that's, so no foundations or anything like that, you don't?
Not as of right now.
I mean, do you have do you have families? Are you a family environmental place at your facility?
Yes, we do tend to do like family picnics, bring them involved, have families come and see what parents or brothers and sisters do on the field sometimes. Fields.
So, like, one of the other questions I had was, like, is there a certain chemical formula you use to make the AstroTurf? Because I was thinking of growing one in my basement at my house to see if I could outcompete you.
It's a personal secret.
Oh, that's too bad. That's
Personal secret.
Yeah.
it's too bad.
So,
Yeah. Do you have any questions? I'm kind of.
considering you're from the land of potatoes, it would starches or anything like that have anything to do with the potatoes? I mean, with the AstroTurf?
Not that I can think of.
It's too bad. So, do you get like in Idaho? I know it's common that they give out holidays at school for like potato harvesting. Did you grow up on like a potato farm or?
Potato farm.
Potato farm. I did. I truthfully did. Wasn't the best business. My parents did a lot of hard work to put it out there. But we kind of were out in the middle of nowhere. We tried to go out, sell it as much as possible. Didn't really like the potatoes, like French fries, but I didn't like the potato itself.
So, like, what do you do for fun out in Idaho? Because I mean, I've heard people blow up destroyed cars or cars smashed up in the what's the yard? What am I thinking of? The yard? Well, the junkyard. Junkyard. So do you like steal stuff in the junkyard and blow it up, or do you
Sounds like fun.
do you I don't know, play capture the flag in huge fields or?
With my friends, actually, we tend to go out to fields and dirt bike, ride our ATVs and stuff, paintball a lot because we have so much field now.
Yeah, I mean, how would you feel though? Like sometimes you see like so many developers take over the small farms and stuff. Or do you have close roots to the farm, or like would you rather see like a development going on the farm, like for homes and more businesses?
I actually do. I see a lot of companies take over, and companies tend to use a lot of artificial things.
Right.
So,
They say keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. I have some contacts at Monsanto if you'd like them. I think you'd like that very much.
that'd be kind of.
So I mean, like, have you ever fired someone? That's one of my questions too. I mean, I'm a big fan of Donald Trump. Every day is like, you're fired. Now it's like, you're fired. So.
I don't really fire people. People do get released, but it's not on my. It's not. I have someone do it for me, so there's less
So you get someone to do your dirty work.
dirty
for you.
work, exactly.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, have you? Where'd you learn that? Did you have like a guy that you looked up to that brought you into the business, or did you just catch on to that yourself?
Kind of saw people do it themselves and kind of caught on to the fact that have someone else do your work for you.
Yeah, that's the way to go. I gotta say, I see, like I said, I see so many. What was I thinking? I don't know. I'll actually ask another question about your book, though. There's a rumor that you fed children to the potato machines as war crime. You fed them into the machine of people you didn't like, your former enemies. What do you have to comment on that?
That I can tell you, I don't think of me, my personal self, ever doing that.
Well, I mean, how do you feel about Robert D. Fonte saying that in your book, though? How do you feel about him releasing those comments?
Well, he was, as you know, later dismissed. I feel that if he thinks that was a reasonable thing to say, he said it himself, but I find no reason that he should have really said that. Right. So where do you see the AstroTurf going forward in the future? Do you see AstroTurf in people's homes, AstroTurf roads, AstroTurf ceilings? I don't know. I like to look on anything. Well, I hope to put it out on fields so children and families can enjoy it. Also, put it out to the professional world, and someday probably have it in homes. Less work to put out, always better for kids to play. Less mud.
No more lawns.
No more lawns. No nothing.
That would help out a lot. But like I said, do you make it environmental friendly? I think, did you say that?
Yes, I do. I do make it environmental friendly.
That's great. I mean, AstroTurf's a very soft surface, but what are you going to think of? Are there any companies that are trying to come up with something like blue AstroTurf? Do you just make green AstroTurf?
As of now, I make it green. Maybe in the future, if companies would prefer team logos or team colors to come out.
they're the home of the blue Broncos. I think that's what they call it. All blue field. It looks great. I like it better than the green. There's also one in Washington, I think, all red. All of AstroTurf is red. So, I mean, you're definitely going to have some business, multicolored. Another thing I think AstroTurf would be good on is ski slopes. Because if you think about it, soft surface, you could probably ski all the time with the AstroTurf, you know. Like,
That'd be pretty fantastic.
Or, like, you could maybe slide down it, like, on, like, a water slide. Or, I mean, you know, take your sleds, and that'd be a lot of fun, you know. I mean, places already are doing indoor ski resorts, and, like, you could ski on AstroTurf and, like, I don't know, shorts and T-shirts, just, you know, cutting through.
You know, it'd be pretty fun to put an optical illusion on the AstroTurf that the home team has the advantage over because they're used to it, and throw all the sports teams off or whatever when they're playing. Give them an advantage.
Should be in consideration.
Right, yeah, so I actually heard a story a couple of days ago about AstroTurf not being very fair to the people that are playing on it. Someone said that he kicked a ball and he had so much spin on it, the AstroTurf, it wasn't like grass, and it was going this way, but it turned and stalled like a golf ball. It went in the net. I mean, how are you feeling with issues like that?
That I know of professionally, I have people set the AstroTurf evenly out, so we do a lot of hand work and labor, and I make sure that our fields are made evenly so that we don't have problems like that.
Right. Do you like have a lot of engineers working your?
We would have people go out before the AstroTurf is even put on. They'll have measure everything. They'll close the fields down. And they'll make sure that everything is put out evenly before we can even get people.
A lot of field testing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, like, if I was going to apply for a job there, what would I have to do?
We would put you through a training set, and the training set will include of professional instructors that will teach you the ways of how to put things down, depending also on what you want to work in our facility.
Right, so like no college degree required?
Well, college, we require at least a 4-year minimum of high school.
Right.
And then college, we also offer college programs if you are not in college so that you can work and also be put in school.
Ah, that's nice, that's nice. So, I mean, like, how close is the top tier of your company? Or do you basically run the whole company, or do you have, like, a trusted group of advisors that you seek guidance from?
Yes, I'm the head, as you can tell.
Yeah.
I found my company, and I do have a group of advisors. There's a group of 5 of us, and those include of field operations, public relations, my advisor, my secretary, and such more.
Cool, cool. So, like, do you ever, where are you located, headquarters-wise?
Headquarters would be in my home state of Idaho.
Oh, okay. So do you give, like, tours and stuff, or?
We don't as of right now.
Oh, it's too
we
bad.
don't. We tend to keep children out of the danger zones as well, so we don't want people to get hurt in the makings of AstroTurf.
It's too bad. Next time I go to Idaho, I really want to visit your headquarters. By the way, your company is called Green Fields That Look Like Green Fields. That's your name.
Very catchy.
Very catchy. Very catchy. Green Fields That Look Like Green Fields. So, you know, do you have a website? Is it greenfields.looklikegreenfields.com?
Exactly.
Do you like sell T-shirts and stuff on it? Can I buy one? Or?
Yes, we sell T-shirts, we sell mugs, aprons, and much more that you can wear. Sweaters for the winter.
Are they all made out of AstroTurf?
No,
Yeah,
I wish so. That would be nice. But they match colors of. You can change the colors as well.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Wow.
Make them out of AstroTurf. Make where you can change the colors, then switch to AstroTurf so you could change the colors. That'd be a pretty fantastic business model.
So, like, are you thinking of going into the pet business too? Because I see, and that'd be good for the pet business. Because, like, if your dog or whatever would, dispose of his waste on the floor, I bet the AstroTurf would, I don't know, suck it in better.
I don't know about that because I'm pretty sure when we make our AstroTurfs, it's to put more of a slick to it, to kind of stay more to the floor than it is to pick it up on grass, you know?
Yeah, so I mean, like, if I was going to get a football field installed in my backyard, how much would that cost? I hear it's like $500,000, but do you like, yeah.
Depending also, like, we can do regulation football fields, miniature football fields, depending on the length you want.
Mm-hmm.
We can work payment plans with you.
Yeah, so I mean, do you like, I mean, how do you, could I get like a discount if I like work for you guys?
We tend to work on that. Families and like that try to do bigger fields for themselves. Personal fields, we do work with those, but we don't do like lawn fields.
Wow. I mean, do you do miniature golf and stuff like that? That'd be good to do.
We don't do miniature golf because that's a totally different separation to the process that we work on.
Okay.
But maybe one day we can try to work on that.
Yeah, so you recently went public in the stock market. You're now you have too much money. I mean, 20 billion. You're worth a ton more than that. You're worth close to, I don't know, about $3.7 trillion. So, I mean, due to your public in the stock market, how do you feel about that when you went public?
I was surprised to know that the fact that we raised from when I first had the book released to what we are now, I was really shocked. But I guess we tend to do a lot of stockholders and put ourselves out there now.
Right.
We do need a lot of publicity ourselves.
Right, right. So, like, I mean, what kind of house you live in with all that money? Do you, like, have, like, your own, I'm sure you have a bowling alley. You probably have three or four pool tables. Do you have your own shopping mall? You at least got to have a Starbucks in a house like that. I mean,
don't have Starbucks, but I do have a personal chef.
Oh, how many do you have? Like an army of them, like 12 or 15 that work, you know, specialties like.
Just 5 on the clock.
Like what do you eat for a snack at your house? I mean, do you get like creme brulee thrown in from where is it sold? France? Is that, I don't know either, but creme brulee you get it from France, or do you get
gold-plated chocolate
truffles thrown in from Italy? Like, I mean,
not that much. Not that much. A lot of more
souffle from the moon.
Like the souffle, but more on the Mulan.
So what, I mean, like, what kind of is your favorite food to eat from your personal chefs?
Souffle, I kind of do a little souffle. More of steak. No real sushi. I'm not really into sushi. My wife is, but.
Right. Right. So, like, do you have like your what kind of like luxury toys do you have? Do you have like a golf cart, airplane, private jet, yacht, your own mountain, your own island? I mean, with all that money, you got to buy something. I can't imagine you have it like in a bank.
Where is your island?
My island.
Yes, your private island. Where is it?
Off the coast of Hawaii, just slightly about 17
All right, if you
miles.
could post up the GPS coordinates, that'd be great. We're not going to do anything with it, we promise. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how did you buy the island though? Like, I thought they were kind of hard to come by. You know, people, government, like.
You gotta get through your past ways.
You know, though, like a cool thing like this. I was talking about the, like 1% in American economy. This guy here can buy a couple of states. America economy and the debt would go way down if you could buy a couple of states. And then you know you could turn it into your own dictatorship, or if that's the type of government you want to run.
Solve world hunger.
World peace.
Yeah, I always wish I could buy a couple of states. That's the life, you know. I really wish I could, you know. You could tell people, you could make your own rules. Like, if you're going to tie your shoes, you can get arrested. You can get sent to the, like, electric chair for, you know, pushing someone or something like that, if that's the kind of rules you want to follow. Or you can...
Hey, fear is power.
Or you could, like, land your airplanes on the highways or blow out people's tires if you didn't like the colors. I don't know. You could tell anyone to get out of the car and steal their car like they do in video games.
Something tells me you want to be a diplomat.
Okay, yeah, but it's the life. I mean, you know, what's the most expensive thing you bought, though?
I think my property land would be the most expensive thing that I bought.
So you live in Idaho, though, right?
Yep.
Did you buy the whole state, or
no? I wish, but I did buy a big lump of farm, and I turned that into my property line.
Wow. So do you like have the Great Wall of China guarding it, like a big fence?
I have a big fence, but nothing as big as the Great Wall of China.
Wow, that's too bad. Do you have like any monuments or stuff, or?
I do.
Do you tour your house? Can I come and visit it?
We could probably set up something for you to come visit personally, but I don't tour it out to the public.
Well, I hope you can let me
You
come by
like the touristy life, don't you?
Yeah, no, I wish, yeah, I would like to see a house like that. You have a pool, right?
Yes, I do. I have a big pool with a cave in it.
What? Oh, yeah, I wish I had one of those. I've seen them on TV.
The Quad Olympic size, right?
Quad Olympic.
A little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger. Oh, so you guys got an extension.
Yep.
I do my research.
Do you have like your own satellite in outer space or stuff like that? Or
I don't. I just use regular satellite. Maybe
Right.
one day I can get it private.
Right. I mean that'd be cool though. I mean I hope I can have a career to make as much money as you can though. That'd be great.
Well, I mean, you're getting there. You're at 18.5 billion, right?
It's hardly anything. I can't even give this guy change. That's how poor I am.
But like, if you read my book, like you said, you did read my book.
Yes.
And you haven't read it yet, but. maybe
Well,
you could read
I
it.
kind of read through the credits and
credits.
the description and stuff like that.
The
but I'll
book
be
tells
getting
you
there.
my storyline and how I got to be how I got. So if you read it, it's a very big informational book to be on.
Right.
Because it gives you a lot of information that would essentially help you.
So I guess another thing though, how exactly did you make all your money?
Investments, a lot of investments, and from investments, I took that out to make a company, and I took out a couple loans, and those loans are now paid off. But once I made my business, I had stockholders and just kept that going.
You know, something just doesn't add up there. I'm gonna say that to be true. I don't know. How do you feel about that kind of?
You know, I remember you mentioning some rumors about throwing children into the potato processor, but I heard a rumor once that you actually employ children from the nearby schools of the factories that you have, and once they get injured, you throw them into the potato
Cover up the
machine.
crime. Yeah.
And use them as part of the AstroTurf.
I also heard a rumor you take their body parts and sell them off to medical facilities and stuff like that after they've been decayed by the machine. But it's too bad. I don't know. I'm not sure. Have the police ever interviewed you or stuff like that?
Nope, have yet to have problems. Like I said, I do my things on my terms, and I have them as is.
Well, I'm sure you've never been like search warranted or no one's ever questioned your money situation.
They question my money, but I don't have anything to hide that I would put out there.
Right.
So what do you have to hide that you wouldn't put out there?
Guess you'll never know.
Do a little bit more research. We'll see where it leads to.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm actually a pretty big, I like to look at detective stuff, and I mean, if there's something fishy, I'll find you out. So yeah, I mean, something's not adding up here, but
Looks like
I don't
you're-
know, I'll change the subject. You watch like movies and stuff?
Yes, I do.
Like, what's your favorite movie? Money Never Sleeps, Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, is that your favorite movie?
That's one of them. Wall Street also.
Yeah, I mean, that's a movie I didn't really care for, but it looked good enough, I guess. I didn't really watch that much of it, but I mean, there was a character who actually killed himself by, jumping into the subway. Well, I guess it's not that funny, but actually, a side fact is, I read a report that there's a local train here, and 1/3 of people who try to commit suicide by jumping into the train, they live. So can you imagine the pain that would be surviving a suicide attack by a subway train?
Right here on his Facebook page, it says he likes Twilight, Inception, and Lady and the Tramp.
Do you like musical theater, stuff like that, or?
Yeah, I tend to watch it a lot with my wife and kids.
Wow, how old are your kids?
My girl is 3 years old and my boy is almost 6.
So are they going to try to be like their dad and take over the world, take over the state of Idaho, or are they going to move to like a bigger and better state like Kansas?
I hope one day they can take over the family business.
That's cool. I mean, I hope they can. I mean, family's very important in business, and lots of big people, they see that you need to have a family life and you have a business life. So I mean, that's important. So you know what? I mean, You know what? I'm actually getting pretty thirsty. Really thirsty. So why don't you go to the break room, grab us some drinks, and we'll see you later.
All right, that's fine.
All right, we'll take a break.
See you in a few.
All right.
You know what? Looks like he's gone. I got to be honest. I don't like this guy's story.
Here you go. You want to make the call?
No, okay, all right. I will call the police. Police.
Yeah, talk to me.
Yeah, we got a criminal on, we got a guy by the name of Jeff Johnson. Oops, well, that's not too good. Phone screwing up. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
We got a guy by the name of Jeff Johnson here. He wrote a book, and it looks like he's feeding children to the machines. Do you have a warrant on him? I think you got a warrant on him.
Hey, look, I'll be there in 20 minutes.
I think he's got an alias. You need to arrest this guy.
Do it. I'll do it.
All right, we'll hold him.
Roger.
All right, the police will be here. Here's your phone back. We just got to keep this guy entertained, and then we'll arrest him. Here he comes right now.
I found this hidden part
Where'd
of
you
the
get
book.
the drinks? No
Sorry, I
drinks?
couldn't find the drinks.
All right, sit back down. In fact, now sit here.
It's fine.
And you know what? Just for keeper's sake, we're going to move this here. We don't want you to leave. You can't leave for a while yet. We absolutely cannot have you leave. So I guess Jackson's starting to read the book.
Yes, I'm right here on page 153, and it's...
Yeah, it's...
I don't think this was published on the final copy. This is the survival rates of the children that were going to the
too
potato
bad.
factory.
It's too bad. You're missing out on a good book. It's going to be kind of tough
Yeah?
to read with the wrong direction. Oh, I'm sorry. You were looking at the graph here.
Yes.
Very important graph on his funds of money here. But we. How much did you sell your stocks for?
A lot of money. You have to be one of the best to get
What,
Yes.
$1.50 on the dollar?
a little bit more than that, but a good amount of money to have a share of my company and business.
You know what, though? I mean, something tells me your story does not add up right. So, you know what? We're going to play a game here. I'm going to give you a state, and you're going to have to name its capital.
I don't think I can.
Just to keep you entertained. All right, so what is the capital of Idaho?
I don't know.
Wow. I can't believe this. You're from Idaho. You own the state, practically the whole state. You don't know the capital.
Well, then again, I don't have the bronze. I just know the business.
What is the capital
Boise.
of-
It's Boise. Yeah, Boise,
Walmart.
Idaho.
What you were saying? Sorry.
The capital of Walmart?
Walmart.
The 51st state.
51st state.
It actually has a
There is
bigger
51
economy than I think a couple of states out there. It's so much money.
Based on the moon.
What?
The 51st state.
There's a 51st state?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I was pretty sure there was 50, and the last one would be
2 years ago, back in 2013.
2013. Wow.
Ah,
The new
gee.
president in the moon base.
All right. Oh, geez. I got to call someone out. All right. My microphone's damaged. We're going to have to, let's get someone out there. Let's get this fixed. Let's cut it off for a second. So we got to go.
All right, we'll be back. See you.
Back. We're back. I got my microphone situation fixed up. It was kind of tough. I had to take a big chainsaw, and now I'm
Major surgery.
right, exactly. And we're sitting back here with Robert Walser. I called your name wrong over the phone. Oh, wait, you don't know about that. Never mind. That's another day, another time, another story. Hopefully you hear about that when you're in prison, though, but I'm not foreseeing it in the future. Yeah, so anyway, when do you you can't leave for like another 7 minutes because we got a special guest coming for you to give you a surprise.
Big surprise.
She's going to take you to your home, your new
really
home.
nice.
New home in a nice, huge, steel concrete building.
That's really nice, Soph.
with nice big garden towers in 4 directions. Square.
It's based in Scandinavia, right?
It's gonna be just like.
It's a trip, a big long trip.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, so I mean, you can do whatever you want except not leave.
More
Fortunately,
details later, though.
fortunately, like there's no ping pong table, pool table, anything along the lines of
They
that.
have ping pong.
Well, I don't see.
My brother went there for a few months, so. Well, whenever we visited him, I'd play ping pong with him sometimes.
So, like, did you take? I guess I'll go back to your book again. Did you take like finance in high school?
Actually, I did not.
You got it off of Wikipedia. Is that what you use for your finance?
I actually did a lot of research.
Google.
Eventually. Google. The big website. Yes. No, I actually did not take any finance classes in high school. I was more of the reading type, and that's kind of how I got into my business. I was always reading a lot and caught on to that one thing.
Was it Wall Street Journal? Do you read that a lot?
Yes, I do. A lot of magazines on Wall Street too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, have you ever been to Occupy Wall Street?
No.
Too bad.
Too bad. Hope to be there one day.
I think it's closed, sadly.
Well, I mean, they still have the Occupy DC.
Yeah, that's where it's at. Yeah. Yeah, they have their couple colleges there and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool. You can get free food, free medical care if you want it. So you don't have to like pay to go to like a real doctor or stuff like that.
Move my house there.
No, I don't think the land's for sale. It's just tents. Probably not up
Buy
to
a tent
your.
there.
Probably not up to your luxury standards.
They have luxury tents.
Not
Built-in hot tubs.
Basketball
HD,
courts.
TV,
move
Right on the
satellite.
monument line.
Mm-hmm.
Make that artificial turf.
So, what do you like to do for fun?
I
Hobbies.
already asked that.
Ready? Yes.
What do you like to do in where do you like to go on vacation?
A little bit of Hawaii, the Bahamas.
Well, wait, what do
Take
you
my
do
nice
for
yacht.
fun when you're on the vacation? I guess that's what I should have asked.
Spend a lot of family time. We usually take our yacht from our island and do a lot of cruising. We get
Nice.
friends along the way.
Nice, nice. So do you gamble like in open waters? That's what they always say.
That money goes and comes right back. It can never last.
That's okay. It's kind of a weird answer, but
Casino's the way to go.
Want to make it a little bit of fortune. Some slots.
yeah, I'm hoping you can like buy us a fan or something because these lights are killing me. It's really hot. You know, with the lights here.
I can work on something for you.
That'd be much appreciated. Yeah, so we're just still waiting for your special guest to arrive. I gotta imagine he'll be here shortly. Let me check the time on my phone. But please don't move, don't leave. Okay, so we are why don't you read some from your book? You have like a special chapter that you want to read some?
Actually, I could go over. You said this page you were looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here, the chart we have. The chart really goes over more of like the population. Well, so you guys say survival rate, but it's mostly about going through like the process and how the interest rates and money increases over time. But for you guys, survival rate, or the rumors say so. But this, from what I can see, these are my key facts. So it basically is a lot about going through time and building up your percentage of what you want. So like it says, it goes from 0 all the way to 100. I'm almost at like 95% interest rate. That's a lot of money that I'm making just for giving my, you can see, my
94.
my product. 94. Take yourself.
Pretty impressive. Like, do you like to golf though? Because I know a lot of rich people like to golf. Sadly, with my 18 billion salary, I can't afford it right now. But
I do. I love to golf at Donald Trump's golf field. Very big place.
yeah, no, I hope to go there
The
soon.
hive highs.
But I don't need another 5 more billion to get over there. I should have my cup out.
I'll give you a loan.
Oh,
You can work
great,
something.
great. So excited. I'll finally be able to get some chocolate bars.
You read my book, you can get at me.
The gold-plated chocolate bars, right?
No, I'm just talking about Hershey chocolate.
The best of best. Go to their factory in
saving the
Pennsylvania.
moolah.
Yeah, no, I've been there. I had to hitchhike to get there, though, but it's fine.
They have a very nice school. The
Chocolatey.
Hershey.
Very chocolatey.
I wonder where. I gotta imagine. Oh wait, here he is. Here he is. The guy.
Police, you're under arrest.
You don't want me.
I want you.
No, I'm not the guy that you're looking for.
What's going on here?
You're under arrest.
No, it's him.
You're under arrest.
Me?
Hands behind your back.
Why me?
Talk about it downtown.
What?
Hands behind your back.
Yeah, all those children you killed. This is for them. This is justice.
What did I do?
You know what you did. They got evidence against you, and we brought you to justice. This was a set. This was a sting operation by the CIO, which that's a
CIO.
confidential. You know.
All right, let's go.
So get out of here. Yeah, just
Here's
get
your
out. Get
evidence
out of
right
here.
Got it.
Aye.
Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. And thank you for coming out today. I'm Mayor Gracie McDonald, and we are gathered here today to honor these three heroes. They're regular heroes of today. We want to acknowledge them for their efforts of ascertaining Jeff Johnson. I'm sorry, the preemptor isn't moving. It's not moving. Thank you. Okay, their names are Jackson Zachariah Vaughn, John Zalupski, and Bill Burris, the police officer who arrested. We are here to give honorable mention and Medal of Honor to all three men because all three men played vital roles in capturing Jeff Johnson. And yes, he is presumed innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. If he is found guilty, many in our community will be relieved to know that they are no longer going to be scammed out of their hard-earned money. The experience shows us that shows us that we all need to be vigilant as a community and speak up to alert the authorities as we see fit and as these three gentlemen have done. And keep in mind that if an offer or a low interest rate or a free handout seems too good to be true, oftentimes it is. Let us remember as members of the community and as Americans not to be pulled in by Ponzi schemes and get-rich-quick opportunities with promises that we know deep down inside couldn't possibly be legitimate. Also remember what the true meaning of being an American means. As an American, if you study hard and you work hard, you will attain your financial dreams and your goals. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and get back to the reason why we are here today. And that is to honor these three individuals whose names are John Zublinski. Please raise your hand, John.
It's me. Hi.
And then we have Jackson Vaughn. Please raise your hand. And Bill Burris, the arresting officer. I want to give honorable mention to all three men today. These men were taping their talk show this afternoon when they were able to see through the charade that their guest, Jeff Johnson, a business tycoon and best-selling author, was putting on. As citizens, they did the honorable thing by contacting authorities on their belief that the guest on their show may have been involved in one of the biggest scams in our nation today. This type of community service and commitment to the well-being of our community needs to be applauded. At this time, I will call upon our heroes, one at a time, to present each one of them with a Medal of Honor for assisting the capture of Jeff Johnson. Can I have Jackson Vaughn step up to the podium, please?
All right.
I want to thank you for your efforts, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, can I have John Zalupski please step up to the podium, sir? I want to thank you, John Zalupski, for helping to ascertain and arrest this person. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Disney World, woo!
And then last but not least, I'd like to have Bill Burris, the arresting officer, to step up to the podium, please. Thank you so much for your efforts, sir.
Just do my
I'd
job.
like to present you with this Medal of Honor. It's an honor to present you three with these medals, and I want to thank you, gentlemen, once again for doing the honorable thing and the American thing. And we really appreciate that today. And I want to thank you all again for coming out to this meeting. And I'm Mayor Gracie McDonald, and the ceremony is now adjourned. Thank you.
They don't even make sense half the time.
I'm totally with you on that. You know, I think the problem with so much of the jokes is you need to have the timing down. I feel so many people won't take the risk, and I'm a high school student, and you know, I've been to detention many times, but so many people are concerned about detention, going to detention, losing on their college applications. I got to take 5 AP classes. You know, they don't want to ruin their college application. So what do you guys think on this topic?
Well, I currently think that the thing with jokes is you don't normally know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Half the time when you're even going to try for a joke, normally you're probably gonna try and go for a couple laughs or to get people's attention. But some people, they'll just go in straight for the joke and not even know what they're gonna joke about, and they'll just completely freeze in their tracks and not know what they're gonna say. And it's just gonna make everything look awkward and everything, and the joke's really just gonna be on them. And they're really the laughing stock.
I agree. Like an example I was thinking of is I would think a common joke. What I deal with a lot of my school is you know, an example is you know, in history class I get tons of these with these silly jokes, and that you know you'll know what the joke is being said upon. You know what they're gonna say. You know the pitch line. You just know they're that type of person. So. Example I was thinking of is Julius Caesar. You know, someone will bring in, we're going to be talking about Julius Caesar, and then some guy will raise his hand like this and say, Mr. Washington, did he invent the Caesar salad? And everyone would just bawl out laughing like, you know, and I'm just sitting there thinking like, that's not that funny because I knew it. Like, I mean, do you guys have any examples of that?
I mean, as far as jokes go, I'd say that when somebody tries to make a joke or something like that, they're trying to create a connection with somebody that they don't necessarily know under the general circumstances that wouldn't be in that situation or something like that. And I think that most jokes like that is just using metaphor to kind of create that sarcasm in the event, and it kind of depends on the situation because not everybody's going to get that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do have to really, one of the things I know, timing is so crucially important in telling the jokes. The punchline, I mean, you can go on the internet, Google search in your free time how to tell the joke properly, how to tell jokes.
And that's probably one of the most important things. Like, you got to do your studying if you're going to go off and tell a joke. It's like taking a test. Like, you're not going to show up for a test not knowing any of the stuff that you're going over, you know?
Yeah, you know, I feel though that probably one of the issues is people will tell the jokes that I lost my thought here. People will tell the jokes that they just assume everyone. I remember one of the main issues is the bystanders will always laugh with them. I don't know why, to make them feel good, but if someone's not funny, I think you should just tell them flat out it wasn't funny, instead of having to deal with the awkward laugh, and you're not even laughing, and it's hard to fake laugh. Because I know myself, I can tell if like you actually found it funny or not, instead of like the fake chuckles and I just find that the worst. So. You know, I mean, it's tough, and you know, it's definitely, jokes are a lot about risk taking. You know, you gotta go. I guess the expression for jokes is to go big or go home. And you know, so many people will just stay really, really, really small, smaller than this platform we're on, with the level of how the jokes and the risk taking they take. And you know, one of the things about comedy is it's hard, but the best comedians like Drew Carey, Dave Chappelle, all those guys, most of the time they're offending people, which is sad, but you know, lots of times with comedy, if it's not offending someone, it's hard to get your message across or it to be funny, because science of jokes, comedy is something you don't expect to happen, you know, and you know, I just think that, you know, some things need to change with the whole side of telling jokes. And
that's one of the main things about jokes is all the different kinds of topics that it can go over. There's like crude humor, there could be I don't know, something sarcastic or something funny, but all these different kinds of jokes, they all appeal to different types of people, and like that's also another thing that you're going to want to look at is who is the crowd that you're trying to appeal to, and that plays a big role in the jokes that you're trying to tell.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So you know, Jackson, you've been a little quiet. Do you have like any funny stories?
As far as funny stories go, I don't have too many funny stories, but one thing I was definitely thinking about is the difference between, say, a comedy skit versus somebody who does stand-up comedy versus just a plain joke. Yeah. And if you look at those, the ones that usually take longer, the skits and stand-up comedians, you'll see that they kind of use personal situations and use their own life stories to be able to kind of associate themselves with the people that they're trying to entertain. And I think that's a big, big part about trying to get somebody to smile or trying to get somebody to laugh, is being able to, you know, I guess understand the way or where they're coming from.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I think one of the things about telling jokes is I feel like I'm so much better like telling jokes like live, and it's just like something happening and I just think of something quick, rather than, it's so much harder for me when I tell a joke that it's so much harder when I just try to make something up, or like knock-knock jokes, or I go online to look for something as jokes. They're just not as funny. I've tried that, and then, you know, when I tell people jokes at my school and stuff, it's not as good as when something just live happens and you comment.
Yeah, it's something called situational humor. Yeah. It's something like, it's called the phrase, you had to be there. Yeah, you know, because that's in most cases that's actually true. Because if you're trying to tell a story about something funny that happened, people just won't get it because you have to actually be there. Right. To actually see the events going in action and in order. And most of the time when you're trying to explain it, you're not going to go over all the features of the joke and all the important stuff. So. Yeah, I mean, you'll just be sitting there with a blank stare on your face. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to tell like a previous story, you definitely have to have energy, and you got to almost be an actor
Those are like, I know there's certain people that can tell funny stories that they've been through, but it's the energy they present, and it's the drama that they create telling the joke. And then generally some of the best jokes are, you know, stuff you didn't expect to happen, you know, cliffhangers, trying to think of something. You know, it's just, it's jokes, you know, the best jokes, comedians are so much like actors, though. They would make great actors. Lots of them are actors. Adam Sandler, great comedian / actor. So he's done so much great work. I really like some of the movies he's in, like, was it Mr. Deeds?
Oh yeah, Mr. Deeds,
yeah,
yes.
that was a good movie he was in. And yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of his work. And is there any comedians that...
My favorite comedian would be Will Ferrell.
Oh, yeah.
He's in many different movies, like Talladega Nights, Blaze of Glory,
Kicking
Step
and Screaming.
Brothers. Oh,
that movie?
Yes, no, and his story actually is probably one of the best. He came out being a homeless man.
Yeah.
And he just came out of nowhere, and he got big off of being funny and going into all these different movies, and now look at him, he's probably one of the biggest stars we know of.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. My favorite comedian is probably going to be Joe Coy. He's a Filipino-American comedian, and I think that's one of those situations where he'd really be able to connect with people of the same culture and stuff like that, or same general audience, I'd say.
Yeah, one of my favorite things with Will Ferrell, I don't know, I'm Kicking and Screaming, I saw that came out when I was like 10 or 11 years old. I'm like 17, so, but I still really enjoy it. One of my favorite parts was, have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts was though, you know, the coffee. He was so obsessed with coffee, and he would go into the front of the line. He would come in. The guys had to bolt him out of the store, pin the door up. He you know, like hitting the door, saying, "I want coffee," and getting the argument and saying, you know, it was just, it was so ridiculous, and he was acting so childish. That's why it was funny. I really do also like Jimmy Kimmel. I think lots of his stuff is creative and funny, and he's really quick on his, you know, he has quick thoughts, and that's really what makes lots of his jokes, you know, come across so good.
I'll tell you one thing that you shouldn't do is try to start off with, why did the chicken cross the road?
Yeah. I mean, I can't stand, like, I mean, knock-knock jokes, chicken cross the road,
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
it's
that.
stuff with anticipation. You go off and you know what you're going to say for the start of the joke, like, why did the chicken cross the road? Then they go ahead and ask you, why? And then you're just sitting there trying to think of what you're going to say. I don't know why the chicken crossed the road. Maybe you didn't. Maybe I just lied to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think like stuff like knock-knock jokes and chicken cross the roads, they've gone out of style. Generally, jokes that are like present tense, you know, like my history teacher, English teacher, he always has a joke of the day. And they were all animal jokes, and now they're all present tense, and, you know, they're pretty good. I mean, like, one was like, you know, sure if we're supposed to, I don't think I'm going to say that on the air. I don't want to get fired on the first taping here. So just, can anyone think of any like present tense jokes that?
Present tense jokes.
It's kind of hard. Yeah, we're doing everything we said not for you to do by telling knock-knock jokes. It's all about live comedy.
Well, one thing that I definitely think about knock-knock jokes, it's not that they're out of style. It's going to be that it's aimed towards a different audience. It's aimed towards kids like 6 and under and stuff like that. And I think that's a big part about it, because when you think of a joke, that's going to be the knock-knock jokes is what you probably first think of.
See, the funniest
because
thing,
that's what you're raised with.
And the funniest thing about knock-knock jokes is they don't even have to make sense. Like my favorite knock-knock joke is...